Hey there everyone, and welcome to this week's card of the week, which I've chosen to be Kyogre EX. Kyogre EX was brought to us in the newest set Dark Explorers and was first thought to be an incredibly bad EX, possibly the worst one of the set. And why? Because of its glaring double lightning weakness. The format it was brought into featured Zekrom Electric in the top 4 decks of the time, making Kyogre an EX that no one wanted to risk playing at all, since one Bolt Strike from a Zekrom would fry a Kyogre, even with an Eviolite, and takes 2 prizes for doing so. Doesn't sound too appetizing, does it? However, when it came to US Nationals, Kyogre actually started making a splash in decks that were doing very well over the 2 days. Vince Blasco came up with his Rogue Meganium deck featuring Kyogre to finish up 5-0 on the first day, and would you believe that Kyogre actually featured in the deck list of the winner, John Roberts II, piloting Klinklang. Even with Zekrom Electric being played very heavily over in the US, John decided to play Kyogre in Klinklang because its main attack was actually really good against Zekrom Eels. Who knew? But anyway, enough of the history lesson and let's get talking about the card. At first glance, we have ourselves a Water type EX with 170 HP, carries a seemingly awful double lightning weakness and an also really bad maximum retreat cost of 4. So at first glance, nothing is going right for Kyogre. It has one of the lower HP for EX cards, the weakness that we talked about, and the highest retreat cost possible, so its attacks must be good. We start off with Smash Turn, which costs a water energy and a colourless, which deals 30 base damage and allows you to switch Kyogre with one of your benched Pokemon. This can be pretty useful in various situations, especially because Kyogre has the highest retreat cost possible and some hit and run style decks do sometimes work, but 30 damage really isn't going to keep you going for an entire game, so let's look at its second attack. Dual Splash is Kyogre's best attack, which costs 2 water energy and a colourless and allows you to deal 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Now this doesn't actually sound that great, but as I mentioned earlier, this attack is actually really good against Zekrom Electric since you can KO 2 Tynamos at once, as well as KO 2 Eels at once with a double Dual Splash. KOing multiple Tynamos and Eels in one turn is devastating to an Eels player, limiting their main strategy and help John Roberts take surprise KOs right under the opponent's nose. However, Dual Splash isn't going to be too handy in any other matchups, especially now that Vileplume is gone, since Kyogre could get double KOs on Oddish to stop this trainer lock from coming. It's best against decks that feature 50 or lower HP evolutions, such as Eels and Oddish. Even though Kyogre has been in a Nationals winning deck, it fails quite hard when standing alone, since in the Klinklang deck, it could be powered up in one turn and be kept alive for a while. But with Klinklang being threatened come the rotation, can it really make the same impact it did at Nationals? For this very point, I'm going to give Kyogre a really average 5 out of 10. It did feature in a winning list, but for the Black and White onwards format, it isn't looking too great for Kyogre. As for the artwork, however, Kyogre is looking good. The EX also features 2 forms, so 2 scores are needed here. The animation captured in the waves really highlights the Pokemon appearing to jump out of the card, not just to pass the normal border constraints, and it's always hilarious to see Kyogre's undersized little teeth smiling away. So for this artwork, I'm going to go with a solid 7 out of 10. As for the full art version, I think this is one of the nicest full arts out of the next Destiny set. The background of the card, the huge splashing wave, really sets off Kyogre, even though it may not be in the most action-packed pose. The artist has really captured the shape and size of Kyogre as a legendary Pokemon, and the new etched effect full art style of the card is really set off by this image. I'm going to give it a very nice 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching this week's Card of the Week. Please comment down below on how you would score the card. Please also click the subscribe button to get regular Pokemon TCG video updates, including PokeClass and news updates, as well as Card of the Weeks every week, and also rate the video by clicking the like button below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.